Shimmy Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. This is the brothers of GMS coming to you again in the spirit. We pretty much opening up a new channel. What we're going to be dealing with pretty much is, the law. We're going to be going into certain laws and breaking it down. Because a lot of our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites, they're oblivious to the laws of the Lord. So Lord willing, this site will give, not only them, but you brothers also more insight on the scriptures as far as the law goes. So, we're going to go into the law on what's known as manslaughter, So we're going to go into that, This is Joshua chapter 20, verse 1. The Lord also spake unto Joshua, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Appoint out for you cities of refuge, whereof I spake unto you by the hand of Moses, that the slayer that killeth any person unawares and unwittingly may flee thither, and they shall be for real refuge from the avenger of blood. Right, so this is what it's talking about, manslaughter. All right, now in this society, they don't have what's known as the cities of refuge. If you were found guilty of manslaughter, back then, there were cities of refuge for you to go to, and it's going to get into it. But in this society, they'll throw you in any common prison, for what? A number of years, Which in all actuality is supposed to be a city of refuge. Why is that? Because that person was unawares and he didn't do it, what does it say here? He didn't do it wittingly, all right? Matter of fact, you could go back and check out the case with Jason Williams when he was found guilty of manslaughter, and they threw him in any common prison. But in all actuality, it's supposed to be what's known as the cities of refuge, which will be 6 cities, and the scriptures is going to get into it. It says that the slayer that killeth any person unawares and unwittingly may flee thither, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood. Right, because if you killed someone's brother, here it is, you didn't do it on purpose, you didn't do it willingly, but their family is still going to be out for your blood. So there was a city that was set up for you to flee to, all right? So let's continue on. And when he that doeth flee unto one of these cities, or those cities, shall stand in the entering of the gate of the city, and shall declare his cause in the ears of the elders of that city, they shall take him into the city unto them, and give him a place that he may dwell among them. And if the avenger of blood pursue after him, then then they shall not deliver the slayer up into his hand, because he smote his neighbor unwittingly, and hated him not before time. And he shall dwell in that city until he stand before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest that shall be in those days. Then shall the slayer return and come unto his own city, and unto his house, unto the city from whence he fled. Right, so there was a dispensation of time he'd have to stay in that city. It said here, and he shall dwell in that city until he stand before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest. That shall be in those days. So he had to stay in that city until he was, he stood before the elders for judgment, and or the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest. Then it says, and they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, in Mount Naphtali, and Shesem in Mount Ephraim, and Kirjath Arab in Hebron, in the mountain of Judah, and on the other side Jordan, by Jericho eastward, they appointed Bezer in the wilderness upon the plain of the tribe of Reuben, and Ramoth in Gilead out of the tribe of Gad, and Golan in Bashan out of the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel, and for the stranger that sojourneth among them, that whosoever killeth any person at unawares might flee thither. and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stood before the congregation. Right, but in the society in America, they don't have this set up. But during the time of the Ronald Reagan administration, they declared the Bible as the supreme law of the land. So if this was the case, the cities of refuge will be set up. Once again, proving that America is nothing but a hypocritical and sinful nation. But with that, we're gonna come at you again with another installment. Lord, we're gonna keep this thing going for you brothers' edification and for the edification of those out there like-minded. So, all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai, double honors to the elders, and to you brothers, Shalom.